You know that feeling when you're on a small, passionate team and everything's just clicking? The energy's great, the ideas are flowing, and then the money conversation comes up. Today, we're going to dive into that surprisingly tricky world of shared expenses and show how getting it wrong can quietly poison your team's whole vibe.
And boom, there it is. This one sentence just nails it, doesn't it? It's that exact moment when that awesome collaborative energy suddenly feels like a super awkward transactional chore. We have all been there, and it can kill your momentum faster than almost anything else. So this is the question we really need to ask ourselves. Seriously, think about it. Are you a team working together to build something real, or are you just a bunch of people awkwardly splitting costs? The way you answer that changes everything.
All right, let's break this down from the top. We're going to look at that exciting all-hands-on-deck phase and see how it so often goes sour and starts to feel less like a startup and more like a really tense apartment share. Picture the early days of a project, right? Someone grabs a coffee, someone else pays for a software subscription, another person covers lunch. It all feels so seamless and positive. You're all in it together, building something amazing. The money? That's just a detail. It'll all work out.
And then you get this text, this tiny, seemingly harmless message that just completely shatters the professional illusion. And that little lull at the end is trying so hard to be casual, but what it's really doing is throwing a grenade right into the team dynamic. And just like that, the mission takes the back seat. All that big picture thinking is out the window. Now the focus is on the petty accounting of who owes who for what. Yep, you've officially fallen into the roommate trap.
Okay, so to get away from those cringy texts, what do? We turn to the trusty old spreadsheet, right? But as we're about to see, this is where a whole new set of problems starts to creep in.
Look, this isn't like splitting a pizza with your buddies. When you're running a business, the stakes are way higher. You've got taxes to think about, you've got budgets to plan, you need some basic financial hygiene. That whole, it'll work itself out attitude, it just doesn't fly. And this just sums it up perfectly. The plan is always so beautiful, isn't it? We'll log every single thing. We'll be so organized. But the reality? It's a total graveyard of half-finished entries and mystery numbers that nobody understands.
I mean, come on, has there ever been a more perfect symbol for a broken spreadsheet? This one line tells an entire story. What even is that? You know for a fact that in 6 months, absolutely no one is going to remember what that $73 was for. It's a black hole of money.
So what happens? You're not going to poke your teammate for that missing receipt, are you? It feels so petty, so you just let it go. But that little bit of frustration, it doesn't disappear. It just goes underground and starts to build into this quiet resentment that slowly eats away at your team's trust. Okay, enough with the problems. How do we actually fix this mess? Here's the secret. The pros don't work harder at tracking expenses. They just have better systems. The goal is to build something that's so smooth, you barely even notice it's there. A really solid professional system comes down to these 3 things. 1, it has to be super fast. 2, everyone needs to be able to see what's going on. And 3, dealing with receipts has to be a total non-issue. If you miss any of these, forget it. Nobody's going to use it. End of story. Let's be real for a second. If logging a $10 coffee feels like you're filling out a mortgage application, it's dead on arrival. People will always take the path of least resistance, so you have to make the right way the absolute easiest way. And this is a total game changer. Just imagine a world where nobody ever has to send that awkward, hey, where are we at with funds? When everyone can just see the numbers in real time, all that tension just evaporates. Okay, so let's get practical. Let's talk about the actual tools that can make this all happen. Because the right platform is what moves you out of that roommate splitting costs headspace and into a professional managing finances mindset. Yeah, we're talking light years beyond a simple spreadsheet. You've got things like role-based permissions, so you can control who sees what. You've got live activity feeds, so everyone's on the same page right now. But honestly, the real magic bullet is that automatic settle-up calculator. It does all the complicated math for you. And this is where it gets really powerful. A good system doesn't just track numbers. It gives you answers. You go from a long, messy list of transactions to, boom, clear visual insights. You can finally see, whoa, are we overspending on software? Or are all these client lunches actually paying off? Now check this out. This is that magic I was talking about. Look at the before side.
It's a total web of who owes who. It's chaos. The calculator just looks at all that and boils it down to the simplest possible solution. One person pays another person. That's it. This isn't just convenient, it's clean and professional.
All right, let's zoom out for a second. Because when you get right down to it, this isn't really about dollars and cents. It's about who you are as a team. It's about the culture you're trying to build.
This is the main thing I want you to walk away with. How you handle your money is a mirror for your whole operation. If your process is messy and informal, you're sending a signal that accountability is optional. But if it's clear, effortless, and professional, that sends a completely different message about how serious you are.
Think about all the mental energy you free up by putting a real system in place. All that brain power your team was spending on chasing down a $10 receipt, now it can all go towards what actually matters: innovating, helping clients, and growing the business.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Take a real, honest look at how your team handles money right now. Is it creating friction and awkwardness, or is it fostering collaboration? Because answering that one question might just be the first step toward building a much stronger, more professional team.